just leave this here. Oh, okay, sick. Wow, that's something. Holy shit! Alright, I wanted to try and get this done before the second movie came out, but I couldn't, unfortunately. But now that I've seen it more than once, I will say this video does contain minor spoilers for the second movie. Nothing too crazy, just small references and like music in the video, but let me get into the map explanation. Today is November 29th, which means the second FNAF movie is in 6 days. So, I think it's very fitting, if you saw the last video, obviously I built the first location, so I think it's very fitting if I were to do the second one and try to get it uploaded either same day of the movie or maybe, hopefully a bit beforehand, so hopefully I can do that. Every location that I build is going to be in the same world, and it's going to be connected through the roads down there. But before I get into building the pizzeria and explaining the changes I made, I do want to show you some changes that I made to this first set of building. Alright, so over here, this is world spawn, and it's right next to a taxi to make it look like, you know, you got dropped off at this place. Over here, I added a cars at the front of the building, just because, you know, it's just to make it look like, since I'm here, and I'm the security guard. I added this in to make it, you know, like it's my car, if that makes sense. I didn't make too many changes to the inside, besides the fact that out here it is looking a little bit unfinished, which thankfully you can't see too much from out here, but that is because in here I made this room just a little bit bigger, and I will show you exactly why. Back in this little area, right here, I have the chair from the first movie. It doesn't line up the best, but still looks cool. And then back here in this area, this is where I moved him, so it looks a little bit more, you know, secret and like not as easily seeable as it was from the beginning. Back here we have a purple car, that's not important at all. Then we have some vans, which, I don't know, I kind of put them because they remind me of, from Secret of the Mimic, the Fazbear Entertainment vans. So, alright, I guess now it is time to show off what I changed. So up on screen, this is what I did for the map. So just like the FNAF 1 map, this is how I draw the FNAF 2 map. So right here you have the main dining area, the Kids Cove, the prize corner would be here somewhere. Then you have the main stage, the hallways, bathrooms, parts and service, the party rooms, and then the main office. In this map, like the first map, there's no entrance, but we'll get into that later. Along with the kitchen, unlike the first game where the kitchen's there and you just can't see it, FNAF 2 does not have a kitchen like at all. But that's about it. Let me get into the actual changes. So down in this area right here, I added in an actual prize corner, and to make room for that, I slid the Kids Cove area to the side. And while we're in this area right over here, I also added in the kitchen right on this side of the dining area. Up in this hallway, I added a break room, and next to it is the manager's office, but I had to make room for this, so I needed to squeeze the bathrooms over to the side too. Behind the stage, just like the first map I remade, I added in another parts and service, which after doing some thinking, doesn't make sense to have two parts and services, but I wanted to add something behind the stage, and I just couldn't remove the iconic parts and service, so let's just pretend this one over here is more of a storage room. Then connected to this parts and service up here is a technician office. Nothing too crazy, just like a small office where the technician can work on stuff and log stuff down. Or up in this corner, as you can see, I added in an entrance along with the desk where you would go in and check in, just kind of like how I have in the first location I rebuilt. Now from here, there's only two more changes I made. Connected to this wall right here, there's an arcade, so the prize corner actually serves a purpose. And down here, I slid the office down a bit and added a room in front of it for lockers and stuff. It's hard to explain, but it'll make sense eventually. And like before, as you can see on screen, there is a map with every door marked blue. So hopefully that gives you a better look at where you enter and exit each room. Little side note, I completely forgot to add vents in, so here's an updated version. Anything green are the vents, and the red is where the doors are. Don't ask why I changed the color. I have no clue. Like, no clue at all. Yeah. So I think that should be a good one. I don't know where I'm gonna build it. I'm trying to think of that right now, but I assume I can make it work no matter what. If we build it far enough, it really shouldn't be that big of a problem. I'll build it like right here, and then, you know? Okay, let me grab the stuff I need first. Alright, just like last time, I'm gonna start with the office. Let's get to building the layout. Alright, here's the original map, and slowly, once again, start to reveal, and there we go. I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, definitely proportions changed a bit. Here's where the entrance is going to be. The desk, I think it's going to be a bit small, but it should be enough. Then obviously there's a vent that went over the bathrooms connecting the parts and service to the break room, but you know, bathrooms ended up being bigger than the break rooms, so we can't do that. Here's the party rooms. They're a decent size. I have a good idea for them that I will show eventually. Hallways I feel like are kind of big, but I don't know, should be fine. Kids Cove is right here. Kitchen. I'm gonna do the same thing I did for that one, where there's a little like window there. Oh, I think I underestimated how much room I'm gonna need. Alright, yeah, that should be plenty of room for a window now. I feel like the biggest problem is going to be finding out how to connect the road. And then I can make it go that way, go across, and then build one of the other locations over there. Might not be horrible, but I don't know. That's for later to figure out. So, I guess let's get to the building process. Alright, so this is the finished thing. Once again, I am going to start over, I think this is where I started on the first one. But I'm going to give you the tours before I put decor in it, so you can see, since it doesn't have lights or anything, so you can see the finished, or not, somewhat finished thing. So this would be the entrance. You walk in right here. There are the 2 vents in this room. And I think the desk is a little bit small, which I might change if I can figure out how I want to change that. But yeah, we have windows. Then this is the main party room area. I think it should be big enough. I have the areas for the animatronics marked. Over here is... oh yeah, right here is the kitchen, and this will just connect through the vent. There's another window, just like I did for the first location. This is the prize corner. Right here, ooh, actually, this should be smaller, because right here will be a door. This is obviously like the employee door. Over here, this will be the Kids Cove. It's nothing too big. I do want to add a ball pit and mangle, but I'll figure that out. Over here, this is the arcade. This is, I feel like, decently sized. Back here is the parts and service area. And then the technician office. You have this hall over here that connects to the bathrooms, which male restroom, female. Then over here is the break room, which then connects to the manager's office, which will be right here. I feel like the halls might be big. I'll figure it out. I think this should be fine though. Right here, this will be this is originally in the game, the parts and service, but like I said, it might just be like the storage room. Then we have the party rooms. Here's this first little area, and the main office is right here. But yeah, this is what I have so far for the map. Let me... Here, watch this. Watch this. This is gonna be awesome. Because it's gonna transition. Alright guys, I was, gonna do a transition with the map over there. But I have a better idea to kind of show off what this place looks like when not in the pizzeria. I'm going to just drive there just so you can see the road I have so far. Also, I do want to apologize. I don't know if I sound different from when I recorded the intro and everything. But this is a few days later, and I am just a little bit sick now, so I apologize for that. But we round this corner, and here is the place. Oh. Here is the place. Let's pull into a parking lot, or a parking space. Okay, so let me show what I have so far. Not so far, what I have for the finished part. I did put a roof on it, actually. I wanted to keep the parking lot just a bit different, so that's what this is right here. That's why it looks like this. Also, because of the way the building is shaped, it was really hard to get like a straight parking lot, so I think I did good for what I had to work with, honestly. Up on the front right here, there is spiral lights, and I think that's pretty sick. So let me change it back to... But yeah, it's styled off, like, I guess a Chuck E. Cheese. I think that's what... I'll put image up here. But yeah, that's what this is styled off of. So, right here. This is the entrance, and here's another thing I added, because I also added a few cars in the parking lot, but that's not new since there's some in there. But another thing I added was we have some people working. So I think that's really cool. We also have some customers, not a crazy amount, but I will add more. These this light switch connects to those lights there. Frame rate might be a bit not the best. I don't know why it looks that way, but we'll manage. In this room over here, this is the main like stage area. Over here is the kitchen that connects to it, so let's go through this room real quick. Give me a second. Okay, I forgot to mention you saw it for just a second, but there are arcade games over here. There are also like there's the drawings. Back here there are just phones. I also wanted to add like a little rope thing for like the line. So I think it looks pretty good. Over here, this is the kitchen. There's some of these popsicles scattered around the place, so that's nice. We have a nice little worker here. When you come over here, these are the cups for the drinks, and with this... Oh. Sorry, one sec. Yeah, as you can see, you can actually select the drink, which is pretty sick. And that should say what flavor it is once you get it. So that's pretty sweet. There you go. Yeah, right here we have some dirty dishes, cups, plates, sink, dishwasher, fryers, some pizza out, dead rat. Then we have the Freddy Faz oven. This is the exit that leads just to the garbage cans out here. Nothing too crazy. Alright, yeah, out here, like I said, this is the main area. I think we'll wait a bit. I think we'll go through all the little rooms connected to it first, and then we'll show off like the tables and everything. There's nothing too crazy. Over here is the prize corner, and I don't think I have all the prizes, like the prices written down, but here's the price. Everything will be right here, so you'll exchange your gifts. Those tickets are up here because there's some Faz coin tickets, which I'll show you in just a second, that you can swap out for the actual tickets. And here you see it's one Faz coin ticket is equal to 2 tickets, so that's pretty cool. Over here we have the marionette, so I think that's pretty sick. One more thing I did forget to mention, I think it should be obvious though, is we have I can't zoom out more, but we have Charlotte right here. So that's a little cool thing, a little small detail. In this room over here we have the Kids Cove, and right here there's a sign that says Toy Foxy's Take Apart and Put Back Together attraction located just inside Kids Cove. So that'll be right here, and obviously there's vents. I added a few extra vents, which I think that should be obvious. I think that's on the map. I don't remember where this connects. Oh no, that connects to Prize Corner. But yeah, we have a little ball pit here, so that's pretty sweet. But yeah, then we have some gifts. I try to make it as accurate to the cameras. When I go over the cameras, I will put the actual camera it's based off on screen, just so you can see my reference. But yeah, there's a lot of filler stuff on the wall, so there's a lot of repeated drawings, but that should be okay. Here's the game area, as it's known in the second game. So that's where the carousel and Balloon Boy is. But camera angles are a bit weird in the second game, so I tried to make it work. Then we obviously have JJ back here. Carousel does work, by the way. We have some of these trash cans all around the place, so that's pretty sweet. These guys aren't facing the right ways. Okay, yeah, I already showed off these arcade games in the first location, but just so I can show it off again. You basically come here, take money, put in however many. What you're going to do is you can come up to pretty much almost any of these arcade games. You click on them, put in the amount of tickets, and it will play. Oh, you couldn't really see it. I'll play again. But it gives tickets. So yeah, it's pretty sick, I think. Those are the tickets that you use at the prize area. Right here, you have a test your luck thing. So you spin the wheel. Yeah. So this would be, I think, 12 tickets at the prize corner. So that's pretty sweet. Since all the main rooms are done, I will show off just some of the party room area. So we have the tables, have some decorations on them. We have 2 brothers here and one of their friends. Over here is the main stage. Once again, camera angle's a bit weird. If it was based off the game, it would be more like here-ish, but you know, I can't really do that, so that's the best I can do. Here is the parts and service area. This is like I said in the explanation, this is the parts and service area. The one that is the parts and service area, I have just changed to a storage room. So that's how that'll be for now. This vent right here connects right to the entrance. There are some old cardboard cutouts. Some of the shelves are broken. There's a maintenance office back here. And yeah, pretty much these are the cameras. I forgot to name them, so I'll do that eventually. But here you can buy stuff. I did already show this off too, so if you have not seen that first video, you should definitely go check it out. But yeah, and then there's a little tape recorder here. Then we have a button for the showtime, mannequin just to, you know, put suits on. We have one of those and one of those. So this lever back here, obviously, controls all the lights to the building. Why the NPCs glow in the dark? I have no clue. Like, I genuinely have no clue. Do they all? I think they all do. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Up this hall right here are the bathrooms, which I'm not going to waste time. They're nothing too crazy. But there you go. Just in case you want to see inside them, there you go. This is the break room. I try to keep this entire location just a bit more clean and tidy compared to the first one. So I think I got that point across. Yeah, this is the break room. You come in here. This is the boss's office. And I kind of went based off the Steve Raglan's office from the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which I'll, once again, photo up here, you'll see kind of what I went for. Some filing cabinets, once again, another computer to check the cameras. Light switch. And yeah, so just some Freddy Fazbear, not Freddy Fazbear, Fazbear Family Diner memorabilia around the place. Up here it's probably one of my favorite rooms, I would say, but this is the not Pirates Cove. I made that mistake more than once. But yeah, this is the parts and service, and which is now known as the storage room, but it was really empty in the game, let's just say, so I try to make it feel a bit more full. You have Bonnie's face down here, which I can't actually put it on. That is so loud, but there you go, look at that, Bonnie has his face, yay. There's another area over here. We have a Shadow Freddy, we have Withered Freddy, obviously Withered Foxy, and Withered Golden Freddy. I put a generator back here, just because in the second game, there is no battery, so it would make sense as to why the place doesn't run out of battery, is because there's a backup generator. Over here, I think this is probably one of my second favorite rooms, just because I like how they came along, but they are party rooms. And what I decided to do was I decided to make each one, so there's 4 in game, based off of a just a different animatronic. So I'll give you a good look at them. Frames are dropping a bit for some reason, so they're good here. It's just when I look that way, it's worse. Good look. We'll go in here, last one. There we go. There's this next little area right here, which is more like a locker room. We have some plushes, I guess not plushes, but statues up here. We have some, just a locker right here, just with stuff that I didn't want to get rid of just yet. So, we have an Employees of the Month board. I'll explain later. And here, we have the, I don't know why I'm struggling with the name. This is the office. And basically, you know, night shift, this is where you come. And each vent has a light, so that works like that. This does honk. That's pretty sweet. There's also plushes in here that, you know, are kind of like their withered counterparts. So they're just kind of broken and everything, like Chica over here. And there's these plushes up here. So I think that's pretty sweet. This room also does have its own light switches. So what I'm gonna do, I think I showed off every room. Yes, I believe I went over every room. There is, oh, I'm trying to think. I think I got everything. I believe. I want to say. I think I got everything that I wanted to show off. So what I'm gonna do is I will go through the not cameras, the vents real quick, and I'll basically just fly through that. I'll increase the weight. There we go. So yeah, I'll go through the cameras, not cameras, vents, just so you can kind of. It's really boring. It really is boring. It's really basic actually, but this is a good glimpse of like what they are and how they connect to the different places. So this goes straight this way, connects to this party room, but also can go this way, which connects to Kids Cove. Yep. Then over here connects to the arcade. Pretty much these next few are really simple. This goes just over to here. This connects to the kitchen. And then this last one connects to the office area. So that's pretty sweet. Alright, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through, if you don't mind, sir. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go through these cameras and I will just try to be as quiet as possible, but I will overlay which camera it's based off of. And if it obviously doesn't have an in-game counterpart, I just won't put any photo in. But here we go. So we have this party room, this party room. They all do have flashlights, by the way, so I'll show that off in just a bit. But then we have this party room, this party room. We have the parts and service, aka storage room. We have just another POV because it makes sense if there's another one of the storage room. We have the main hallway. We have the game area. We have Kids Cove. We have the prize corner. We have the main stage. We have the back stage area, so this would be the real parts and service in this building. Then we have the kitchen right here. Then we have the main entrance. Then we have the technician office. Break room. Manager's office. This camera angle is based off the movie, because there is a scene where you see from this camera. So, if I can find a photo, I'll put it there. I will have to put just minor spoiler warning just in case, but yeah. This is the outside. Then you have this POV from the outside. And then with the next two, it's the same things with the parking lot. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any suggestions, like any suggestions at all, it could be stuff to change in this map, the first map, stuff to add for the FNAF 3 map, just let me know in the comments below, and what I'll do is I will add you onto the Employees of the Month board, and basically I'll get it all filled out, and in the next video I will add another employee board for the FNAF 3 location. I think you heard a notification. I hope that's not able to be heard, but yeah, if this gets filled out, I will add another employee board. Actually, wait, I guess we can start with at least one, because I did get one suggestion, or at least one suggestion I really liked, and I'm gonna try to do one per video. Alright, so I guess the first employee will be, I want to say this says doo-doo, so it's like this, VRT, just because they did suggest I should make a FNAF skin like William or Henry or Mike. So yeah, sorry, let me read it out exactly. They said you should make a FNAF skin like William or Henry or Mike or something like that. Which I did for this outfit. So I really do appreciate the recommendation. That's what made me... I thought about doing it to begin with, but that comment is really what made me get this skin. So, that is the first employee of the month. So if they see this video again, that'd be pretty sick. But, other than that, I guess I will leave you guys with another montage. So, enjoy.